Henry is a big green engine. He pulls long heavy goods trains down the main line. At times he is a bit pompous and rude, but Henry has a favorite spot. It was called the Whispering Woods. The feeling of the forest made him feel happy. One morning at Titmouth Sheds, the engines were waking up to begin their days as work. Gordon, per usual, was complaining. "Why must mornings come so early?" he groaned. "Don't they know express engines need their rest?" "Maybe if you didn't talk so much about yourself, you'd have time to sleep," snickered Henry. "You're in a good mood today, Henry. What's that?" quizzed James. "I'm heading to the timber mill near the Whispering Woods. The timber is being shipped off to the mainland to be used for track repairs. I always enjoy a trip through the region of Sodor. The birds, the trees, the clean air, it's so peaceful," explained Henry. "Pah," snorted Gordon. "I prefer stations with fine, bustling platforms and passengers who admire me. Trees don't wave flags or take photographs, you know." "Maybe that's because if the trees saw you, they'd run for cover," laughed Henry. "Now, if you excuse me, I must be on my way." As he made his way along the main line, Henry couldn't help but feel like he was in for a surprise. As he approached the mill, he noticed that the trees are all marked. "That's odd. Why are those trees marked?" he thought out loud. He thought about this until he arrived at the lumber mill. Douglas backed up towards Henry. "Are you alright, Henry?" asked Douglas. "I am curious, Douglas. Do you know what's going on in the woods?" "Aye," replied Douglas. "I do. A group of machines from the mainland are planning to cut a path for a new road. It will run through the heart of the forest." Henry was shocked. "They can't do that. That forest is home to so many animals, and it is the quietest stretch of track on my route." But the fact controller says it's for a new visitor center. More people, more tourism. And without a word, Douglas puffed away, leaving Henry to his thoughts. Henry decided to take the return route through the forest. But as he approached the signal box, he heard the sounds of heavy machinery approaching a grove of trees. "What on earth is that racket?" he wondered, turning his attention toward the noise. To his surprise, it was Miss Jenny from the soil construction company. She was joined by her crew, along with some machines that Henry had never seen before. "Can we build it?" chanted the yellow digger. "Yes, we can," the other vehicles chanted in response. Yeah, I think so," replied a blue crane lorry. "Not if it means to tear down the forest," muttered Henry. Soon the construction vehicles were lined up ready for work. Miss Jenny soon came to give them their orders. "Everyone, meet our new friends from Sunflower Valley on the mainland. This is Scoop, Muck, Dizzy, Lofty, and Rolly. They've come to help us build a new access road to the site of the visitor center. It's a big job, so we'll need all the help we can get," she explained. "You can count on us, ma'am," cheered Dizzy. "We'll definitely be grateful for your help," added Jack. "I've heard Sodor is also really scenic," Rory chimed in. "I know, right?" laughed Muck. "I bet we'll see a deer, maybe a badger. I hope not," disturbing everyone, Lofty said nervously. Having heard enough, Henry rode forward and blew his whistle loudly. You might not mean to, but you are about to destroy the heart of the Whispering Woods. Hello, Henry. What's wrong? Asked Miss Jenny. This forest is special, Miss Jenny. Animals live here. Families walk here. There's even a couple of people who built their lives out there. And I need this place. It's the only quiet stretches left on the mainland. This forest is where I'm going to feel like me again, the name said Henry. The pack and the candle crew were quiet. Henry's words hung over them like a rain cloud. After a few minutes, Jack broke the silence. Henry's right. I've seen deer and foxes here. I even saw a family of owls last winter. Not just any job site, Miss Jenny. It's like nature's living room, Alfie rumbled in agreement. Miss Jenny lost in thought, put a hand on her chin. I understand. Really, I do. But the Fat Controller gave us the green light, and the center will help bring visitors to Sodor. They'll learn to appreciate nature. By knocking it down first, interrupted Henry, more bitterly than he meant to. Wait, you're cutting through the forest, not around it? Asked Scoop. But that sounds terrible, gasped Lofty. I like trees, they're peaceful. Isn't there a better way? Asked Dizzy. I'll admit, I hadn't realized how many of you felt this way, and Henry, I didn't know how much the forest meant to you, said Miss Jenny. Henry sighed. It's not just me. Ask Edward, Percy, even Gordon might agree, if you catch him after his express once. We've done eco-friendly jobs before, Miss Jenny, explained Scoop. In Sunflower Valley, we built wetlands and constructed treehouse that didn't hurt this habitat. We could build a boardwalk. That way, people can walk through the woods without hitting the trees, suggested Lofty. And if we reroute the access to go round an auto trail, we won't even need to fell half as many trees, added Jack. Now that's something even Monty and I can get behind, put in Max. We could even make signs to tell everyone that animals live here, grinned Muck. Miss Jenny looked around the expectant faces of her team. The pack, the can-do crew from Sunflower Valley, and Henry all stared at her with a mixture of hope and concern. The engines of solar and construction machines may have been built for hard work, but they clearly had hearts as big as Sodor itself. She folded her arms thoughtfully, looking at the forest. You know, I've always believed in building things that last. And that's the point of building something for people if it means destroying what makes this place special, she mused. Henry's eyes gleamed with cautious hope. Does that mean you'll reconsider? He asked. We'll rethink, she replied. Scoop, Muck, Jack, Oliver, I need you to scout ahead for a potential new route. While you do that, I'll call ahead to the top and the Sodor Roadway Council and let them know what's going on. When Henry returned to the sheds that evening, his mind felt lighter than it had in weeks. The sun was dipping below the hills, casting a golden glow over Tiffin sheds. What's that view, Chris James? You look like you won a gold medal. Were you nominated for the best dressed engine? Wiggled Emily. Not quite, chuckled Henry, but the Whispering Woods are safe. We're getting a new visitor center and keeping the forest. Really? How do you manage that? Asked Gordon. Teamwork and a real help of some new friends, Henry puffed with pride. That's incredible, beamed Emily. You are not wrong, laughed Henry. I'm glad I can help to make a difference on the matter. And soon the job was finished. Well, Henry, looks like your forest got a second chance, smiled the driver. Yes, and maybe we all did too, the big green engine sighed in contentment. As he looked in the signs, Miss Jenny came over to congratulate him. Spot on, Henry, you make a mother proud. That's one thing I've come over the years, admired Henry. No matter where one goes in life, there's always something to look forward to in the ever-changing world. Henry didn't just save a forest, he is determined to make a difference and reminded everyone that being really useful sometimes means really caring too.